All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, in 2022, the Cleveland Browns felt that they were a quarterback away from being a playoff contender, which led them to moving heaven and earth in order to get Pro Bowl quarterback Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans. The Browns gave up 3 first-round picks along with a third and 2 fourths to get Watson to Cleveland. And if there was ever a team that would want to have a mulligan for a trade, it would have to be the Browns. You look at the Browns' acquisition of Deshaun Watson, and honestly, it's so bad that it ranks up there with some of the worst trades in NFL history. You could put it in the same breath with the Herschel Walker trade, the Ricky Williams trade, and so many others. But nonetheless, this is where we're talking about this trade right now for the Browns. Honestly, Deshaun Watson has not been the same player since the 2020 NFL season. He didn't play the entire 2021 season after the dispute with the Houston Texans, only played 6 games in 2022 due to an NFL suspension, only played in 6 games last year due to injuries. And now, in watching Deshaun Watson right now for the Cleveland Browns, he looks like one of the worst quarterbacks in the National Football League. Cleveland this season, they're 1-4, okay, with Deshaun Watson, and they are looking worse and worse as the weeks go by. You look at yesterday's 34-13 loss to the Washington Commanders, and Watson and his Browns offense only converted 1 first down for the entire game as they were 1 of 13. Yesterday, Watson was 15 of 28 passing for a buck 25 with a touchdown, while he was also sacked 7 times. And of course, eventually he made way for Jameis Winston. After making the playoffs last year, the Browns are optimistic as far as being able to build off of that. Remember, Watson was hurt for a chunk of the season. They reached out to Joe Flacco. The team went 11-6, and they got to the postseason. But right now, Cleveland is looking like being one of the worst teams in the NFL, especially on offense, because the Browns have one of the worst offenses in the National Football League through 5 games. And their offense, or lack thereof, is putting additional stress on their defense. And at the end of the day, the play of Deshaun Watson is not giving the Browns an opportunity to win. And of course, when he was brought in, he was supposed to be a guy that was going to elevate this team. I mean, you look at it right now, only 1 game so far this season has Deshaun Watson had a completion percentage of above 65%. He's only thrown 5 touchdowns. He's had 3 interceptions, and he's been sacked 26 times. And you look at things right now, um, the only game that the Browns won, because for the most part, every single time that Deshaun Watson has played this year, he's been outplayed by the opposing quarterback. Dak Prescott in week number 1, Daniel Jones in week 3, Gardner Minshew in week 4, and then of course the rookie Jaden Daniels yesterday. And the only game that he won, or was the starter for when the Browns won so far this season, was when he faced another former Clemson quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, a guy that a lot of people are having questions about now as well. So you look at this and you look at the play or lack thereof of Deshaun Watson, and it's, if you're Cleveland, you're simply stuck with him due to all of the guaranteed money that he is getting. You look at Kevin Stefanski, the Browns head coach, he's frustrated. You look at Deshaun Watson, he's frustrated as well. But at the end of the day, this marriage somehow, some way has to work for the Cleveland Browns. And it's just truly unfortunate for them and their fan base. Um, the question is going to be, will we ever see the Houston Texans version of Deshaun Watson again? I don't know, because that guy was a consistent Pro Bowler. That guy was a playmaker. That guy knew how to go out there and get the job done. I don't know if we're ever going to see that guy again. I mean, you're looking at it right now. Um, the injuries, I think, are catching up to him. And at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson just simply appears to be a deer in the headlights. All of the off-field distractions, you name it. But the bottom line is this guy is simply not the same guy. The Cleveland Browns felt that they were a quarterback away. Okay, after 2021, they parted with Baker Mayfield. They went 8-9 that season after going 11-5 in the previous year and getting to the postseason. And unfortunately, if you're the Browns, this thing has simply not worked out. And for me, with the Browns as a whole, okay, I think back uh 2020 when this team made the postseason that year. They won a playoff game. They dominated the Steelers. They were also close to beating the Kansas City Chiefs uh, in the divisional round. And a play here or a play there, and we probably were talking about the Browns in the AFC Championship game. And of course, it's just one of those things. You simply can't take those moments for granted. It's the same thing last year. The Browns had a lot of talent, but they also had a lot of injuries. You figure the Nick Chubb injury, the Deshaun Watson injury, so many injuries at quarterback, and yet and still they found a way to get to the postseason. And of course, it's just unfortunate once again for the Browns that we never got to see what this team could be. And right now, again, Deshaun Watson was supposed to be the centerpiece of this team, and he's not. And you figure he's not off the field distractions as well as the guaranteed money that he's eating up. And of course, the play that doesn't go along with it. Of course, Kevin Stefanski has said, you know what, Deshaun, we're sticking with Deshaun Watson. He has no choice to say that because guess what? You're not going to pay a guy all of that guaranteed money to hold a clipboard and have an earpiece in his ear unless he's truly hurt. So at the end of the day, it's just unfortunate. This guy is just a shell of what he once was. It's unfortunate for him, and it's unfortunate for the Cleveland Browns. And at least for the next couple of years, the Browns are stuck with Deshaun Watson. But folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now, you can check it out. Drop a line to be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I'm signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.